evening and welcome to Delight and Fright. I am Kat and the lovely Luna is to my side here.
Yay! Hi, everybody.
Hi there.
And today we have some special guests with Dead Regime Media. We have Ben Lewandowski and John Schiffley of Dead Regime Media talking about with us today about their new feature. Is it a feature or is it a short?
Well, it'll be a feature, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Their new feature, Channel 77 Presents Mysterious Happenings. So we're super excited to have you gentlemen with us today. Before we get into it, Luna, tell me a little bit about your week. How you been doing?
Busy at work. There's a bunch of stuff that caught on fire. So
you started the fires. Don't lie. I know it was you.
Totally a pyromaniac. No. There's been some changes. I work for a compounding pharmaceutical, and South Florida just decided they were not gonna. Yeah, it's a whole big thing. So South Florida's fucked, and we're having to try to catch up with all the chaos, and so very fun. Yeah. But nothing fun for me this week, I don't think. I might go see the new Megan movie on Tuesday. A local theater of mine has like $5 movies on Tuesdays, so always a good time.
Very cool.
What about you guys?
Well,
we just
don't have anything going on right now, but we just saw 28 Days Later, or actually 28 years later.
Yeah. Days, years, months.
How'd you like it?
I was a little disappointed, to be honest with you. I went into it expecting something very different, and I think that's probably the issue. Because if you've seen it, know, it's extremely different tone.
I was pleasantly delighted, though. I was hoping the previews tend to give away too much, I find. But in this case, it was not what I expected. I cried, and I haven't cried in a horror film since I think it was year 0 of Quiet Place.
Okay.
So I really loved it was multi-layered. And a lot of people are freaking out. I hear about the zombie dicks, and I'm all about the dicks. There needs to be more dicks. There's tits everywhere. Come on, let's have some more dong. We need dong. I appreciate it. Even if it's zombie dong, and it makes sense. Like, come on, they're not going to be like clothing themselves. There's going to be dog out, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
There were a lot.
Speaking of dong, we were having a conversation about that earlier. The Nosferatu movie, they spent so much money making this damn dick prosthetic. And they showed like a millisecond of it, and it was dark, and you're like, is that a... Hold on, let me put on my magnifying glass. Is that a... Oh, yeah, that's a penis. And then it was gone. It's like, come on now. If you're going to spend all that money making the dong, make it appear. Right?
Totally. I actually read something interesting that all of those were prosthetics because of like child labor laws. So they actually like had to put prosthetic
penis
on everybody, which I'm like, well,
I thought they seemed a little girthy. I definitely was like, hey, they can't be fuzz, you know what I mean?
They were packing.
You know,
they were packing.
They're What's packing in the water over there, you know? Like,
yeah.
I need to get some water from the UK or something. I don't know.
Whoa. It's the tea bags they add to the water.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Did you like the characters, John? Or was there characters you didn't like? Is that maybe what was the issue?
I think it was more just I wasn't expecting it to be probably as multi-layered as you were referencing. So, you know, going back to the first two, they're pretty straightforward. And it's just very zombie heavy, very survival horror, very action horror. This one was much more like narrative driven and like many layers to the story, different characters that they were developing. But I think I was just going in expecting something more like the first two. but then when you get into it and it's, you know, not as much action horror as you're expecting, it's kind of like, oh, like I think this would have been a great movie if it wasn't part of the 28 Days universe. Like, I think if it was its separate thing, I think I would have probably, I guess, appreciated it more while I was watching it. But I think the whole time watching it, I'm just kind of like waiting for the moments of intensity that I got from the first two, which I think, in my opinion, the most intense part of the film was when the father and son were trying to hide out in that attic, and like getting into the attic and being chased in there, just that extreme tense moment where you're like, oh my god, they're gonna get, you know, killed now. That was like the only time I was like really on the edge of my seat. So
but there were some good fatalities. I mean, the rip with the spine, we got 2 of those, right? At least that was pretty cool.
For sure.
What? We got a lot of people in the house saying, hey,
Awesome.
hey, all. Hey, hi, everybody. Morning. Nice day for fishing. Yes, we have Juan in the house. Hello, girls. Yes. Hey. To segue off what you said, John, I feel that way about Halloween 3. I love Halloween 3. It's actually my favorite movie. But if it was just named Season of the Witch and had no Halloween in it, I think fans would have received it a lot better. So it's a good story, but it has nothing to do with Michael Myers. It has nothing to do with everything going on in that universe. And I feel it would be more well received if it had a different title. So I do feel you on the naming portion of things if it's not aligning with the prior films.
But yeah, I think you certainly go into it with a certain expectation, which I mean is probably my own fault, you know. But you know, at the end of the day, it's like anything. I think in this day and age, especially, like movies are so polarizing. You're going to have groups that just either love it or hate it, and these days there's not as much like in the middle compromise, unfortunately. But I wish it all the success, because I think anytime a horror movie is successful, whether I like it or not, is good for horror. So
yeah,
I'm all about it.
I'm sure
everyone goes and sees it. Honestly,
I'm sure Sony will be fine.
Yeah, they'll live. They'll live.
They'll be just fine.
Yeah, absolutely. So, heading away from our weeks and everything that we've been doing, John and Ben, tell us a little bit about Dead Regime Media. How did you guys found it, and what are you guys working on in terms of films with the media company?
Well, I met Ben he was referred to me by another person that I was originally, I guess, going to for film advice. So before Ben and I met, I was actually writing a short film called Capsule. And the short film is essentially about a guy who moves into a new house after being recently divorced. And in the crawl space of his basement, he finds a time capsule. And in that, you know, he opens that time capsule, and then at that point, you know, shit hits the fan. It's kind of a paranormal, you know, supernatural horror in a way. So we were writing, my buddy Adam and I were writing that short together. And then we were basically looking to work with other filmmakers to get it created or made. And Ben is an editor. So he was connected to me. We started talking. We shot the film itself, and then it didn't necessarily turn out how we wanted it to. Just being, you know, not necessarily the most polished filmmakers. My buddy Adam and I, this is like our first real go at shooting a film together. So when Ben got it, we kind of talked through all the issues, all the things that were kind of going wrong with it. And then it ended up that Adam left the project. Ben and I started working on it together, and we thought of a way to pretty much salvage the idea and end up turning it into a feature. The name Dead Regime Media, that's just something I created to kind of use as a media company to put this film out under, with the hopes of collaborating with other filmmakers, because that's kind of what this idea turned into, is like a mass collaboration effort. So right now we're working with a significant amount of filmmakers and actors and things like that to kind of collaborate on the project, hoping that it can be kind of a big group effort. And Ben can probably tell you a little bit more about the early phases that we were working with.
What, on Capsule?
Oh yeah.
Capsules. Well, here's the good news about Capsule. It's going to become its own potential franchise in a weird way. Yeah, the neat thing about it is most anthology movies are 4 or 5 filmmakers. This is probably going to be maybe 30. We'll have the work from at least 30 different filmmakers when this is all said and done. So like John said, it's a groupthink project. It's kind of experimental in that vein, but it's still a traditional horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Capsule basically was, like I said, originally meant to be a short, and then we kind of decided, you know what, this would fit better in an anthology film. So that's where the idea Channel 77 Presents Mysterious Happenings came about. That's going to be the title of the overall anthology, and Capsule is going to be an installment in that anthology. But the way this film is being made, we kind of reference things like WNUF Halloween Special, if you're familiar with that film, or back in the late 80s, there was Unsolved Mysteries, the Robert Stack, TV show. It's going to kind of draw influence from those things. Basically, what we're shooting or what we're creating right now is it's going to be a program. It's going to be basically a paranormal, supernatural anthology film. And then in between the programming is going to be commercial content that we're creating as well. So the filmmakers are not just collaborating in the story of the actual movie itself, but also the commercial content, and all the commercial content has its own place in the various subplots that we have going on. So it is a really big groupthink project.
Nice. So kind of like RoboCop, but serious. I love some of the commercials that RoboCop.
Yeah, absolutely. We have some pretty wild commercials.
Well, and some of the commercials are fiction, but some of them are actually real. So we're going to blur the line between what's a real product and what's not.
Ooh,
a lot of real 1-900 numbers going to either real or fake products. I've learned that if you have a movie that's got a 1-900 number in it, people will absolutely call it.
Nice. Yeah. We're gonna have some Easter eggs that they can.
Yeah.
Fans can check out. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's so kind of cool. That reminds me a little bit of
so far.
I'm sorry?
How many stories do you have so far? Sorry, Luna.
Oh, you're okay.
So we have basically it's going to be four installments in the anthology.
Okay.
So 4 stories that are all going to kind of piece together, and then all of the commercial content, whether it's fictional or not, has contributions to the plot, which is going to be really cool. So like a lot of the commercials will actually reference things that are going on in the film or in the shorts. There's going to be some mock news broadcasting as well, like some breaking news spots as well that'll also kind of reference what's happening in the program. So kind of think of it as like you're sitting down on a Friday night, you're tuning into your favorite, 1-hour TV show. And it's basically, that's going to be the experience from start to finish, is commercials, program content, commercials, program content. But at the end of the whole thing, you're going to understand that it all kind of plays into the narrative.
Ooh, that sounds good. I was gonna say, the use of the numbers reminds me of I don't know if you guys were familiar with Wrinkles the Clown, how he had that number in the movie, and then everybody started calling, and then it kind of got crazy, and death threats and all kinds of things were coming to him, and it was
of course
fascinating to say the least.
Yeah, we'll be purchasing some 900 numbers to, obviously put in some of these commercial ads, but they will absolutely be real. People can call them. There will be real recordings on them. And what's cool is once you've purchased the number, you can forever own it and change, whatever audio recording is at the end of that phone call too. So, kind of neat.
That is really cool. They'll be 5 years from now, they can still call the number, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
A time capsule that you can adjust. I love it.
Yeah. For sure. So that's what we have cooking right now. We have probably a quarter of it, shot already. We're working with some filmmakers right now to schedule some additional shoot dates. Our primary objective at Flashback Weekend is to network with some additional filmmakers and get some more contributions to the project. But our goal is to have it done and edited by next year so we can hit the convention circuit with it. We hope to take it around the country with, different film festivals and whatnot.
Ooh, that sounds really cool. Is there any circuits that you're currently doing for any current projects?
Not right now, no. I mean, Ben's an editor. That's his day job, so he's got other projects he's working on currently. But as far as this goes, or anything else that Dead Regime is involved with, we don't have anything kind of in the pipeline right now that we're, traveling for. We're simply just, I think for the last 6 months or so, Ben and I have been going to conventions and like film festivals and just networking and talking to other filmmakers to get, more contributions to the project. So it's been pretty good.
I did just finish a movie last year, but it just got released in March to streaming called Gothic Slayers. That's my newest movie. I think you guys would probably dig that. It's horror comedy.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be right up your alley. It's
Are there sexy ladies? Are there TNA? TNA. I'm the booty. I like the booty. Luda likes the boobies.
There's a lot of sexy ladies, but there's no TNA. It's technically it's technically rated. I guess it's technically rated R, although it's a soft R.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty soft R.
Yeah, it's a soft R.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's like the Dongs in 28 Years Later. Soft.
Nice.
Real soft.
Nothing too crazy. That's funny.
Yeah, Gothic Slayers is awesome. You guys should definitely check it out. I think you can rent it on Amazon Prime right now, if I'm not mistaken. That's where I watched it.
Prime, Apple TV. I think it's on Fandango.
Gothic Slayers, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
You can get it. You can watch it on YouTube for $3.99. Amazon Prime, Fandango, sweet. Apple TV, and Google Play.
Yay!
All worth mentioning, so you guys can, pay a couple bucks to make these guys some recognition, and always good to support our people. So sounds like a really fun time. Demonic Cult, I see that here. Sounds cool.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. Ben absolutely killed it on the editing too. There's a lot of cool shit in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is this something that you worked with Dead Regime Media, or is this prior to working on this project?
Oh no, I had worked on this. I think was this done before I met you, John? I think so.
Yeah, because you guys premiered it at the drive-in in October, and that was before you and I started working on this together. Right. So
yeah. I love gothic stuff, vampires, comedy. What We Do in the Shadows is still by far one of my favorite films for in the comedy horror genre.
Oh, that's a fantastic show. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Yep. The movie's cool too.
I like the movie a lot.
It is.
Yeah, for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
I hope the show keeps going. I really do.
Aww.
I love it.
So do I.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's good.
So are you gentlemen going to do any sort of crowdfunding for this project?
That is on the on the table. Absolutely.
Yeah. We're not exactly certain how we're going to do it. We're not going to do it in the usual format, which is basically an exchange for physical media. Since we're trying to attract a lot of actual real businesses to create ads,
Oh.
So we're going to try a little bit of a different model. The good news is we're not going to be wholly dependent on crowdfunding money. So we don't have to put all of our eggs in that basket. I think John and I have discussed really using crowdfunding, honestly, is just a marketing tool. And if we raise some money, great. If we don't, we should be fine.
Are you going to have any merch? Everybody loves merch.
Oh no, we're gonna have. There's gonna be lots of merch because of this.
Yay.
Every commercial will have its own piece of merch. There could literally be, when we're done, 100 different pieces of merch, maybe more.
100? Whoa!
Easily, because there could be several pieces of merch for one 30-second ad. And there's a lot of old content that we're recycling to make fake. Remember the old network TV trailers, like the 15-second TV spots? We're doing a lot. We're doing a lot of those. So we're going to actually create fake movies, which we can then merchandise. And you never know, maybe they could turn into be real movies or real features. So yeah, there'll be plenty of opportunities for merchandise without question.
So what is the particular like look or feel that you gentlemen have for this anthology?
Oh, we didn't even tell her the best part.
What's that?
Oh,
this is based on public access programming from the 1980s.
Nice.
You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's basically what it comes down to. Yeah.
Well, I might. Luna might not. But that's how we work so well. We're different generations, so
yeah,
I get to expose her to stuff, and we have a lot of fun.
I'm assuming Luna, you're a millennial?
I am definitely a millennial. I was born in, I don't care people knowing, I was born in 92.
Okay. So, well, public access was still around, but it had basically been phased out by the time we get to the late 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically, figure this will be in your traditional like 4x3, what you would see on like a tube TV, not a big flat screen, widescreen format. It's going to be condensed. It's going to have that filter on it. It's going to look, old, dated, grimy, staticky.
So kind of like a VHS type. Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, and everything's going to have that. And the cool thing about like kind of going back to the merchandising is there are going to be a lot of people participating in this project that have real things that they're selling from their own businesses. So, for example, there's a local retail store in Chicago that we're working with, and they actually have real products that they make themselves. Those products will be featured in this, and you can go buy them online.
You can give them a plug, John. Go ahead and plug
them. The Horror House. So
nice.
if anyone's listening, go to Instagram, search The Horror House. It's a retail shop in Chicago. Super cool. They do a lot for the horror community in Chicago. They do a lot of screenings and cool events around the city. But they're one of the big participation groups in this, and they actually make a lot of cool stuff in their shop that they're going to be basically presenting in their commercials. And they're going to be able to use these commercials to advertise their own stuff on their own social media, but then these are going to be in the film itself. So, merchandise wise, we'll be able to sell that stuff too. We'll be able to make T-shirts and hats and other things related to a lot of these, ads, which will be cool.
Nice. Yeah, I wasn't aware Chicago is such a big horror area until I subscribed to the Chicago Horror Film Festival, and so many freaking movies. And I was so happy to see so many movies for like to stream it virtually. It was like $20. Most of them charge over $100, which is a lot, but it's still you're still saving a lot of money from actually flying over there, staying, eating, all of that. So are you gentlemen going to have your film to stream virtually as well with the film festivals, if there's that option?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think we're certainly going to be, putting them into quite a few film festivals once it's ready. Where are you guys from, by the way?
Tampa Bay. What about you guys? Chicago?
Okay. I'm Chicago. Ben is southern Wisconsin, so kind of right across the border there, not too far. But I mean, we certainly have plans to submit.
Oh
What's
yeah,
that?
A lot of cheese in Wisconsin.
a lot of cheese, a lot of beer. We actually just attended that film festival.
Yeah.
Oh, the Chicago
Nice.
Film
Yeah,
Fest.
yeah, they
I
brought
think
it.
that's where I found you guys. I was like, hey.
Yep, that makes sense now. Yeah, they brought that thing back from the dead because that was a dormant film festival for years.
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, but it's
Yeah, it
coming
was
back.
pretty big. Yeah, they did a good job. They
did.
marketed it very well. We went. It was pretty packed. We were there to support our buddy Andrew. He put in a film. It was like a science fiction short called "Sweet Dreaming," which was really cool. But yeah, we certainly have plans to submit next year to probably that one and many others, across the country. So
Nice.
That's
And definitely
Yeah.
let Andrew know to hit us up if he'd like to join us as well for a chat.
I think he's actually working on a horror short right now, so he probably would
Nice.
love to talk
He
about
is.
that.
He is.
Yeah. So
quick question for you both. What is the expectation on time as far as when you expect this project to be completed and finalized?
Ben?
Oh,
He'll be editing
ETA.
Depends on
We
how much
love-
work Ben has.
We love
The
ETAs because I
post-production
get
guy.
to like
yeah.
prepare for how long I have to wait to see this. Awesome.
I mean, it's right now. It's hard to say because the movie grows every week. I would say we'll have it out and done by end of business next year at some point.
Okay. So very early stages of the project right now.
Yeah.
Very
well,
good. Very
I mean,
cool.
we're farther along. We're farther along than we should be. A lot of it's going to come down to, the usual intangibles: money, personnel, legal.
Gotcha. Legal.
Yeah, legal's always a big one.
Yeah.
What type of shooting schedule are you looking at?
Well, we had a shoot scheduled for middle of next month, and that's a little bit on hiatus right now. We might be postponing that to August. That'll give us most of what we need in terms of the overall narrative. The great thing is a lot of the folks participating in the commercial content are shooting their own commercials, like as far as the actual filming goes, and they're going to just send us all the raw footage and we'll put it together. But that way we don't have to travel to, all these different places to try to shoot things. We originally wanted to have this thing shot and finished, at least from a shooting standpoint, by like October. It's probably not going to happen. I'm sure it's going to bleed into the winter. But yeah, ideally we'd like to have everything at least fully shot by the winter.
And are you doing just one anthology at a time when you shoot, or are you trying to get as much done as you can with the locations you have?
So Capsule is like pretty much done as far as that installment goes. We have 3 others to piece together. And then we have kind of like the overarching footage that we're shooting, which is basically the host of this TV show and all of his footage. So the plan is to get all of that in one shot. And then when we have everything ready for the other 3 shorts, then we'll just shoot those individually. We're kind of doing it in blocks right now, just to make it easier when it gets to the post-production, because that's going to be the trick. If we shoot a bunch of stuff from just all these different commercials and parts of the story, it's going to be a nightmare to like piece it together.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Why
Way
do
too
I have
much.
all this, So we want to make it easy on Ben to just knock it out,
Are you going to use the same actors, or it just depends if they fit the part?
We are kind of considering using some people who are in the commercials and also doubling them as actors in the shorts. So that is part of the idea, because as Ben kind of alluded to, this is public access TV. So it's meant to be extremely low budget. So the idea is like a public access TV station wouldn't really have the money to like have tons and tons of actors and tons of different things, they'd probably recycle actors, right? So
I guarantee they recycle actors.
Yeah. So like, for example, we have a commercial that's going to be like a call this 800 number psychic, right? But that call-in psychic can also play a role in like another part of the film or something, because like, why not, right? So yeah, that's going to be fun.
And are you purposely going to have like little hiccups and things that seem like it's unintentional?
100%. Oh yeah.
100%. Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the best
things
part,
crashing and burning like at Luna's work.
Yeah.
The best part is that John and I will both be in this movie probably several times.
Oh.
We don't want to be, but I don't think we're gonna have a choice.
Yeah. We'll end up having to just bite the bullet and go in there. We have a number of fake movie trailers for this too, which is going to be fun because they'll double as like a proof of concept. If you guys remember the Grindhouse movie, right? Like the Tarantino Rodriguez, like Machete was originally just a trailer, and then people loved it so much they turned it into a movie, right? That's kind of the concept here. Is we have probably 10 plus movie trailers that we're going to put in here that are just completely fake, absurd movies.
Can people maybe submit some to you guys? And if you like them, throw them in.
100%.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Nice.
If anyone has ideas, send them our way. The crazier, the better, because this is late 80s. So everything we have thus far is just completely bonkers, late 80s bullshit. That's just meant to be fun and outrageous. So
bonkers 80s bullshit. That's
bonkers 80s. That's what a tongue twister.
Yeah, that's a perfect.
I'll probably put that in the marketing.
Yeah,
like
you should.
When the first trailer comes out, just bonkers, crazy bullshit. It kind of describes a lot of the content here. Yeah.
And create like a mascot that has as many 80s things as you possibly can like throw in or whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, we have a commercial we're doing stop motion with, like old stop motion shit. I mean, it's going to be so much fun. Some of the commercials are just just completely outrageous. One of Ben's buddies and the composer of the film, DC, he's completely just like the most hilarious person I've ever heard in terms of voice acting. So we're so excited to get him in there and just like lay down some crazy tracks.
Awesome.
That all sounds so fun and so cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's a fun idea. It'll be fun to make. I don't know if it's gonna be fun to edit, but it's gonna be fun to make.
Yeah.
Probably a lot to edit.
A lot. There'll be a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'll be exhausting.
Are you gonna outsource maybe, Ben, if you have to a little bit?
Well, probably a lot of graphics will get outsourced. Some minor VFX, obviously the stop motion. I'm not an animator. So yeah, to answer your question, like I said, this is already getting more ambitious than we thought, which is good. We might have to scale it down. So I anticipate that happening
at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
probably inevitable.
I feel like if I had a project of this caliber, I would get so ahead of myself that I'd be like, wait a minute, what's the budget? I'm losing the plot here. Where was the vision, the original vision?
Exactly.
I just get so ADHD sometimes that I'm just like, oh, and it's like, no, we got to bring it back down to the basics. So I can
and you always want to reach for, at least that's how I am, for higher than what you think you can achieve. Because then even if you get below that, you're like, yeah, you're like,
right.
I still doed it, but you're just always reaching further. But that's, we want to challenge ourselves, and that's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Ben and John, is there anything else that you'd like to mention before we kind of begin to wrap things up here?
No, I mean, that's about all we have going on right now. I mean, that's been taking up the bulk of our time.
You're going to be at Flashback Weekend, right?
Yes.
Correct. Flashback Weekend, Chicago. I think it's the first weekend in August, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that's right?
It's usually the first weekend of August, so that'll be fun. That's always a good time. If you guys ever get a chance, come up to Chicago, check it out. It's, in my opinion, it's one of the best horror conventions in the country. And I try to go to these, around the country as much as I can. But Flashback is just such a, I don't know, it's like back to the roots horror con. Like, it's just, it's not super flashy, it's not super crazy, but like
Nice.
in terms of the meat and potatoes and who they have and the people who run the con, it's awesome. So
Yeah, I'm seeing it. It is going to be at the Hyatt Regency in O'Hare, Chicago. August 1st through the 3rd, if you guys are in the area and want to attend this. The schedule looks packed. Yeah, August 1st through the 3rd, if you guys are in the area. Lots of cool people. Robert Englund is going to be there doing a live stage thing with Svengoolie. I don't know if I'm saying
Svengoolie.
Sorry, I'm not.
He's
not
like a horror staple in Chicago.
Yeah, I met him
Gotcha.
with Joe Bob
Gotcha.
in Vegas. He's
Okay,
really sweet. He's great.
So him and Robert Englund are going to be doing a live event on that Friday night, so it might be worth checking out, guys. So yeah,
that's going to be a fun show. Is that August 1st through the 3rd, right?
August 1st through the 3rd, yeah. And the actual event with Robert Englund is going to be August 1st. Yep, from what I'm seeing. So might be worth checking out for all this fun stuff. It looks like a lot of great stuff. Lots of people attending. Lots of guests, and Joe Dante is going to be there. Dee Wallace,
yeah. They have a pretty good lineup.
Yeah, Adam Green. Yeah,
Adam Green's fun. We're not vending that weekend, so we'll be loitering.
Oh, loitering! I like that.
Yeah,
walking around, networking.
Nice.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's
we have
loitering.
We have a lot of friends that are like working the convention. A lot of the people that are contributing to the commercial content of our project are vending there, so we'll just be kind of connecting with them a little bit more and probably networking with people we've not met before as well. So it's always a cool opportunity to hang out and
Oh yeah,
hopefully not get kicked out.
Yeah, speaking of cons, I had a really great time at Spooky Empire this last weekend, and
awesome. Who was there?
Saw Lloyd Kaufman. I love him. He's just fun. So sweet.
Nice.
And I was dressed as a sexy black phone grabber. So I had like the girls were out, I believe in, shake what your mama gave you, And he was like, ah. The picture is great.
That's Lloyd.
And he his panel was amazing, and it's just hard to hear, after he's put in so much work and done so much, and just still blacklisted from everybody in Hollywood, even though, they're enjoying the Toxic Avenger and making money off of that. And he's just, he's in that situation because he just can't play nice. And a part of me loves him for that. But a part of me is like, I feel sad. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm that way too. In a lot of aspects, it's like, I can't keep my mouth shut. Like if anybody's being treated wrong or disrespected, I'm like, foot in my mouth, like, and then apparently that's how he is, and he speaks his mind, and that's why a lot of Hollywood has blacklisted him, and it's just in his old age, seeing him still struggle, it's just rough. It's rough to see. But I love him. God bless him for what he does, and still keeping up the good fight.
Hey, he's a legend. He's a legend.
Absolutely. And Jeffrey Combs was there, and I just love him.
Yeah.
So I got a photo with him, and Joe Bob and Darcy were there. So I saw them. I gave Joe Bob some snacks because I already had his autograph, and I couldn't afford like more. Unfortunately, you can't like get autographs from everybody that you'd like at these conventions. But I was promoting for us, and hopefully we will be the official podcast for the Spooky Empire Film Festival coming up in October. So hopefully,
Oh wow, cool.
Very
hopefully
cool.
we'll cement that, right, Luna?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of good news. You just gotta put forth good work and just keeping up with networking, and as you network, you build strong relationships with people where you may start from ground zero and have no connections to now all of a sudden I can tell you, oh yeah, I know a producer in Chicago, I know a director in New Mexico, I know executive in New Zealand. It's wonderful that we can do this over the internet because we can talk to people. We've talked to people in England, in Ireland, and all places from the world. And it's fantastic that we have the power to be able to talk to such fantastic and wonderful minds from a distance.
And the networking and the goodie bags worked apparently, because we broke 500 YouTube subscribers. Thank you guys.
Good.
We really
Congratulations.
appreciate that.
Good job. Hell yeah.
Thank you.
That's
And
awesome.
for our drive, we did a subscription drive with any new subs are automatically entered into a drawing to win our Delight and Fright horror box, which will include a t-shirt, a Blu-ray, all horror themed, of course, a figure, and a signed item from a horror franchise actor or actress. And it's going to be all surprise because we want you to be, what's in the box? You know, we can't tell you.
What's
it's
in the
surprise.
box? Subscribe. Subscribing is free, and then you'll get what's in the box.
It's going to be
maybe.
Gwyneth Paltrow's head. You know, that's always what's in the box. But if you do have, guys, if you do have your subscriptions on private, that's cool. But we won't know that you subscribe to enter you in the drawing. So just leave a comment on our page anywhere, and I subscribe or hello or something, on any of the videos, a comment, so that we'll know to enter you into the drawing.
Yeah, that's just a simple, hey guys, I subscribed. I'm here for the drawing. Just something simple like that, or
you could just say, "What's in the box?"
What's in the box? Any of the following will get you submitted, and we have a fun little wheel of death, and will generate all your names on there, and a winner will be picked. So that'll be fun.
Oh yeah. Well, good luck with the Spooky Empire stuff. That's really cool.
Thank
you.
Really
fucking cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Maybe we'll see.
Do we have anyone booked for next week, Luna?
I don't think not yet. We have some inquiries from the convention. Nothing cemented yet for next week. We have a lot of how do I say this? We have a lot of desire to want to be on the show, but nothing official
Prospects
yet.
Yeah, get them locked down.
Yeah, we gotta lock it down. So
they're just teasing us right now. They're teasing us.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Do you guys want to talk to the writer and director of Gothic Slayers?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think you guys would love talking to them, and I think you'd love the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me. Here, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just forward you guys their. Do you guys want to reach out to them?
Sure.
Sure. Or if you want to send an email to them and to us together, and then we'll connect.
I've got your contact information, obviously, because I just got an email from you guys yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, no, we would love that. Comedy horror is such a untapped market, I feel, that anytime there's a funny and good comedy horror, we're like, bring it on.
It's hard.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
It's definitely.
And the option to cosplay. Yes, we could do Gothic Slayers. Come on, Luna.
Ass
I'll lend you
out,
some
tits
Buffy
out, let's
stuff. I have
go.
tons of Buffy the Vampire Slayer stuff. We'll just goth it up and be like, yeah.
Slutty schoolgirl outfits that
There you go.
slay vampires. Yeah, of course.
I'll reach out
Yeah.
to Ben and Caleb and just send them your email address.
Thank
Oh,
you.
perfect.
I'll actually just do that right now.
Yay! Thank you so much for connecting us, Ben.
That would be that you guys would have a lot of fun with that one. That'd make a great. And you know what's funny? We didn't do a lot of podcast interviews. I did one with the director, and I think the director and the star/writer did a couple more. There weren't a lot.
Yeah.
It needs more.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing.
On Shudder. Get them on Shudder.
Get them on. You guys need to go on Shudder.
All right, I'll do this right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ben.
That would be fun to listen to. I like talking about that movie. So yeah.
Singing chainsaws for the win. And somebody
that movie
said,
was so great. We have to find them.
Bring back Phantasm. Ooh. Yeah. But thank you so much, Ben and John, for being here with us this evening.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate it. Absolutely.
We wish you the best of luck on your endeavors. And once the project is fully come to fruition, we'd love to sit back to you and talk about some of that after it's been done.
We will. Absolutely.
For sure. I'm hoping we'll have some more updates after Flashback Weekend. So
yay.
Maybe we'll connect in the fall and see where we're at, you know?
Yeah, of course. Of course. We look forward to hearing from you guys.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, guys. We appreciate you. Thank you.
So much, yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
All righty. Have a good night. It has been.
Thank you. See you guys next week with another episode. I hope you guys have a fantastic evening and a wonderful weekend ahead. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye. We do our Cthulhu bye.
Hello, boils and ghouls. It's your old pal, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper. And I want to thank you for listening to Delight and Fright with your hosts, Luna and Cat, a podcast for outcasts.